Assalamu alaikum. So we will continue learning Kubernetes, and in this video we will see StatefulSets in practical. What we're gonna do in this video is, first of all, we're gonna create a YAML file to create a stateful set. We will use this stateful set to deploy some pods using the MySQL image, and then we will see how the stateful set create those pods and what happens if a pod goes down, and then we will test the cases if we want to scale up or scale down the number of pods. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do here is we will create the YAML file to create a stateful set, and here I'm gonna call it MySQL stateful set .yaml. So here we will write the configuration needed to create a stateful set object. So like all the Kubernetes object, first of all here we start with the API version, which is apps/v1. So for stateful sets, the API version is apps/v1, okay, not v1. And then for the kind here, we specify the type of the Kubernetes object that we want to create. Here we want to create a stateful set. And then we move to the metadata section. So here we give a name to our stateful set. For example, I will call it just MySQL. I can give it some label, but it is not required here. Now let's go to the spec section. Here we have to specify the number of pods that we want this stateful set to create, okay? And that's done using the replica property. So for example, if you want to create a stateful set for deploying 3 pods, here we give the value 3 to the replica property, okay? Now let's go to the template of the pod. So here in the template we have the metadata section. Here we have to specify some labels for the pods, okay, because later we will use these labels to make a relation between the stateful set and the pods, okay. So the stateful set know the pods that it has to manage through labels and selectors. So here we have to tag the pods with some labels, for example app MySQL, and later we will use this label to tell the stateful set which pods it has to manage, okay. Now let's go to the spec of the pod, and here we have the containers property. So here we want to create a container using the image MySQL. For the container we will call it MySQL container. And in the env property, where we set the environment variables, here we will set the environment variable MySQL root password, okay. So this is the name of the environment variable. For example, here I will use a very simple password, which is root password, okay. Now to tell the stateful set about the pods that it has to manage, and that's done using the selector property. And here in the selector property we have to mention the labels given to the pods, okay, which is the labels written here, okay. So just here we have in the metadata we have here labels, and this line should be indented because it belongs to the labels property. So here in the selector property we should mention the labels given to the pods. Okay, so the relationship between pods and StatefulSet is done using the labels given to the pods and the selector property. Now everything is ready to create a StatefulSet, but we are missing something. Here, before creating a StatefulSet, we have to create a headless service. And then we have to set here a property called service name. And we should give it the name of the headless service. Okay, don't worry about this headless service because you will find it explained in the next video. Okay, so now let's create a headless service and just give the name of this headless service to this property. Okay, because if we create the StatefulSet now using the command kubectl create, and then we give it the name of the file used to create the StatefulSet. Let's press enter. Here it tells us that there is a missing required field and its name is service name. Okay, so here we have a required field which is the service name, and we should give it the name of the headless service. So here we will create a headless service. So for the API version, it is v1. For the kind, it is a service. And then here in the metadata section, we give our service a name, for example, DB service. And then in the spec section, here we will use the selector property to associate this service with the pods. Okay, here we have to mention the labels given to the pods. Okay, which is MySQL. So here, using the selector property, we associate the service with the pods that will be created with the StatefulSet. And then we have the ports property. So first of all, let's set the target port, which is the port of the pod. So here we will use the port 30,306. The same for the port. And finally, here to create a headless service, we have to set the cluster IP property to none. Okay, and as I said earlier, don't worry about this headless service. You will find it very well explained in the next video. So what we have to do now is to go to the StatefulSet configuration, and here we have to set the property service name. We have to give it the name of the headless service, which is DB service. So now let's try to create this service and the StatefulSet using the command kubectl create, and then we give it the name of the YAML file. Here the headless service called DB service was created, but we have a problem with the StatefulSet object, because here in the selector we have here to add the property match labels, and in this property we have to mention the labels given to the pods. Okay, so let's delete the service and recreate both the two objects. So now the service was deleted. Let's execute the command kubectl create again. And now Kubernetes tells us that the service and the StatefulSet are created. Okay, We can verify that using the command kubectl get StatefulSet. So here we have one StatefulSet called MySQL. We can get more information using the white option. So here the image used by the StatefulSet to deploy the pods is the MySQL image. Okay. Now let's get the pods created by the StatefulSet using the command kubectl get pods. Here we see that we have 3 pods running, and we see here that the name of each pod is the name of the StatefulSet combined with an index given to each pod. So the StatefulSet gives the first pod the index of 0 and the second pod the index of 1 and so on. Okay, and you see here that the pods was created in a sequential order. So here we find that the MySQL-0 was created 103 seconds ago, and after making sure that this pod is up and running, the StatefulSet now will move to create the second pod, which is MySQL-1. Okay, here this pod is created 97 seconds ago, and finally the third pod was created. Okay, so here with the StatefulSet we can make sure that when we want to use the single master multiple slaves topology for multiple instance of MySQL, here we can make sure that the master comes first and then the slave. So here, for example, we can use the MySQL-0 as master and the other instances as slaves. And here, if we want to use, for example, the MySQL-0 as master, we make sure that the master always will be available at the same address. Okay, because here, if we delete, for example, the MySQL-0, the StatefulSet will notices that one pod was deleted and will recreate a new pod with the same name. Okay, so let's, for example, delete the pod MySQL-0. So now the pod was deleted. Let's verify that using kubectl get pods. Here the pod was deleted, but a new pod was created 5 seconds ago. So we said earlier that we have to tell the slaves about the address of the master, and here the master will be always available in the MySQL-0. Okay, so here we can make sure that the MySQL master is always available at the same address. This can be done using a deployment, because when we deploy pods with a deployment, the deployment will assign random names to each pod. Okay, so maybe the pods will have a name at the beginning, and when it goes down, for example, and it will be recreated, the deployment will assign a new name to this pod. So we can't rely on the name of the pods with deployment to access those pods. Another thing we can do here with the StatefulSet is that we can scale up the number of pods. And this is done always in a sequential order. So for example, if we want to scale up to 5 instances of MySQL, here the StatefulSet will create a new pod with the name MySQL-3. And when it is up and running, it will move to the 5th pod and create it. Okay, so let's test that using kubectl scale StatefulSet, then the name of the StatefulSet, which is MySQL, and then we set the replica to the number of pods that we want. For example, if we want to scale up the number of pods to 5, so here we give the replica the value 5. Now let's display the pods again using kubectl get pods. So you see here that first of all, the fourth pod was created with the name mysql-3, and when it is up and running, the stateful set now moves to create mysql-4. Okay, so always the pods are created in a sequential order. Now let's verify that the fifth pod is up and running. So now we have 5 pods and all the pods are up and running. We can scale down the number of pods. Let's say that we want to delete 3 pods, so we set the replica here to 2. So here Kubernetes tells us that the stateful set was scaled. Let's verify that using kubectl get pods. So here the stateful set, we start from the last pod created. The last pod was created will be the first one deleted. So here it starts by terminating this pod, and when it is deleted it will go to the mysql-3 and finally deleting the mysql-2, and it will keep these 2 pods because here we set the replica to 2. So now let's verify that the stateful set was scaled successfully using kubectl get pods, and now we have only the first 2 pods. And finally, if you want to delete the pods, you have to delete the stateful set itself. Okay, if you delete a pod and the stateful set still exists in the Kubernetes cluster, the stateful set will notices that some pods are deleted and will recreate them. Okay, so when you want to delete the pods, you have to delete the stateful set itself. And here to delete the stateful set, we will use the command kubectl delete stateful set, and then we give it the name of the stateful set, which is MySQL in our case. Okay, so let's press enter. Here Kubernetes tells us that the stateful set MySQL was deleted. We can verify that using kubectl get stateful set. So now we didn't see the stateful set MySQL anymore. Okay, we can also list the pods using kubectl get pods, and we didn't find any pod in the Kubernetes cluster. So with the stateful set, we make sure that the pods are deployed to the Kubernetes cluster in a sequential order, and we make sure that also they are available at the same address. Even if a pod goes down, when it will be recreated by the stateful set, it will be available at the same address with the same name. Okay, and for the headless services, you will find it explained in the next video. And finally, I hope that everything is clear, and thank you very much.